Here is where the idea was born. The idea to film a documentary about a young mother and her business. I was directing the project whilst Thomas was the cinematographer for it. Our goal with this documentary was to show people the life of Lucy by showing them her story on how she's been able to become a successful businesswoman. To tell this story, we wanted to have multiple narrative arcs to keep the audience interested and to show them a wide range of activities Lucy does, both business related and personal. So we drew up a narrative arc and worked off this plan. We exchanged a few emails with Lucy about the project. Instead of just talking over email, we travelled over to OAKHAM to discuss with her in person about the idea. We got a green light from her to film, and we planned 3 filming dates to film this whole documentary over. With this news, we started going full force into this production and working on pre-production work. First day of shooting, we were recording the workshop with the couple. Whilst they're being introduced to the workshop by Lucy, me and Tom went outside to get a bunch of establishing shots for the edit. Whilst outside, I told Tom what I wanted and he pointed the camera in the right direction and recorded. When we were done outside, we began to record in the workshop. My only gripe with this is that I never asked the couple any questions, because I feel like it would have been nice to get their opinions on the workshop and their experience. And I just feel like it would have made the edit a bit more better. Second day we were recording in the park with Lucy's child. I'll have to admit I was a bit scared recording in the park, but Thomas tried his best to be respectful to others who were also using the park facilities. I just directed Tom to capture them together, and before wrapping up to go, I asked them to pose on a hill for a nice shot we both planned to take. Our last planned shoot was to interview Lucy. We gave her the questions right from the start of the project. We wanted her to get herself familiar with them so she could learn them throughout, so she wouldn't be stuttering throughout the whole interview process. She gave me a document to hold up whilst we were recording her, and I was fine with this. However, looking back at the footage, this may have not been the brightest idea, because on the front cam you can see her reading from it. However, on the second cam, you don't notice it too much, which is good. The inclusion of a second cam was taken from previous feedback that I've got from filming other documentaries. So I've implemented that feedback and used it in here. After the shoot, I discussed with Lucy on filming a bit more with her because I feel like we didn't get enough of her actually working on some jewellery. She also discusses a lot about her husband, and I feel like it would have been nice for the audience to actually see him. I feel like these 2 reshoots would be quite easy to fulfill, and hopefully nothing will go wrong. So that happened. So with everything being locked down and everyone having to stay indoors, it kind of stopped us from getting any extra footage of her in her store. So we had to use everything we can to our advantage and work around all of the footage we already have. I asked her if she had any photos or anything of the old store, but it took her a while to get a response, and when she did finally send the photos, the edit was already pretty much complete, so I didn't want to ruin the pace by just shotgunning photos in. Overall, I'm quite happy with how everything turned out. I feel like I should have tried more to get Lucy to be more confident in front of the camera, so there wouldn't be too many pauses. However, we did get over this in the edit, but it did take quite a bit of time to edit all of them out. I was quite scared when we went into lockdown, because I felt like we'd have finished the whole project. But looking at the final result, I feel like I worked past this and came out with quite a nice product. I would have liked more footage, but with how it turned out, I'm quite happy with the final product.